won't you join me in extending a very warm welcome to the great Democratic chairman of the great county of Erie, Mr. Jeremy Zellner.
Wow. Give yourselves a round of applause. This is a great crowd. Thank you. Thank you. We've got a great program for you. I'd like to start to bring up our candidates. I'd like to bring up our mayor, the great mayor of the city of Buffalo, Mayor Byron Brown. Thanks, Mayor. I'd like to bring up our newly endorsed City of Buffalo Comptroller, Mark Schroeder. I'd like to bring up, I guess, our oldly endorsed judge, Sheila DeTullio. We endorsed Judge DeTullio a couple months ago. She's here. Now I'd like to bring up our candidate for Erie County Court, Jim Bargnese. We just endorsed for a candidate for Erie County Family Court, Kelly Brinkworth. Kelly. Sounds like there's a couple of Brinkworths here. And now I'd like to bring up the man who we're all here to see, our Erie County Executive, Mark Poloncarz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I guess it's no secret that Mark was endorsed. So I'd also like to introduce some of the folks that are in the room with us today. As I said, we're joined by our great mayor, the partner in crime, Batman and Robin, Mark Poloncarz and Mayor Brown. So thank you, Mayor. Thanks for coming. I'd also like to announce our district attorney, Frank Sedita. Frank? We've got legislator Tom Logren. Let's hear it for Tom. Legislator Pat Burke. Our new legislator, Peter Savage. Peter. And we've got a couple of great candidates that you haven't heard much from yet because they just announced, but we're going to take back the Erie County Democratic majority in the legislature, and we're going to do it with Deb Legal. We've got a great challenger to take on Kevin Hardwick, Todd Potter. Todd? We're also joined by our great partners in government in the city council, Mike Lacurdo. Mike? South District Council Member Chris Scanlon. Chris? Council Member David Rivera. Our newest council member, Rashid Wyatt from University. And last but certainly not least, our council president.
Bishop?
What are we pointing to here? Oh, I got another one here. It's not on the list. Our council president, Darius Pridgeon. And our council member from the Fillmore District, David Franzak. There he is. At this time, what I'd like to do is turn the microphone over to our endorsed candidates for a brief moment so they can say hello and thank their groups in the crowd here. So, I'd like to bring up our judge, our great judge, who's not only great for the bar, she's great for our community and great for our party, Judge Sheila DeTullio. Let's hear it for her.
Thank you, Jeremy. Good evening, everyone. What an awesome rally. I can't tell you how proud I am to be part of this Democratic team. I want to thank everyone out there for your support, the executive committee, and all our loyal Democrats. This team is awesome. We're loyal, we're hardworking, and we're dedicated. And we've got the best chair in the world, Jeremy Zellner. So, thank you, Jeremy. We have all made a commitment to Jeremy to work day and night on this campaign, and we will do that. And this team that you're looking at today will be led by our County Executive, Mark Poloncarz. Couldn't have a stronger leader. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for your support. I won't let you down.
Okay, we just had our executive committee meeting and we endorsed for 2 countywide judgeships. So at this time, I'd like to bring up our county court judge candidate who was endorsed just minutes ago, Jim Bargnese. Jim?
Thanks, everybody. It's my honor to be up here today. I want to thank Chairman Zellner and the mayor, and it's my honor to run with County Executive Poloncarz, my boss, Frank Sedita, who's here in the front row, my family who's here, and it's been great meeting a lot of you over the last 6 months. I plan to meet all of you and all of your neighbors and every resident of Erie County over the next 6 months as we move forward in this campaign. We'll be taking this ticket straight through to victory in November, and it would be my honor to serve as an Erie County Court judge and to continue my years of public service. So thank you everybody for being here.
Thank you, Jim. We also just endorsed for Erie County Family Court a great candidate who's already been all over Erie County, Kelly Brinkworth. Let's hear it for Kelly.
Thank you, Chairman, very much. I want to also extend my thanks to the Executive Committee and each and every committee member who is in this room today. Certainly to all my family, my friends, my neighbors. I promise you I am going to give it my all, and we will be successful come November, come the primary. We will have a very effective Democratic slate. And in particular, my son Nicholas, who is allowing me to do this.
Thanks, Kel. Sometimes we have contentious meetings in our executive committee. Other times we have very easy ones. Today we had an easy one, and one of the reasons we had such great candidates, one of them is our City of Buffalo Comptroller, Mark Schroeder.
Thank you very much. We'll put this here. I am very, very happy that you are here because many, many years ago, I worked at St. Mary's School for the Deaf. And I still use old signs because I am old. Democrats! Democrats! I'm happy to be with you in the great city of Lackawanna. And allow me to offer a one-sentence explanation about Democrats. What Democrats do for people. Democrats give people hope. Democrats give people hope. Franklin Roosevelt gave people hope. Democrats give people hope. Harry Truman gave people hope. Democrats give people hope. John F. Kennedy gave people hope. Mario Cuomo gave people hope. Bill Clinton gave people hope. Brian Higgins gives people hope. Democrats give people hope. Barack Obama gives people hope. Democrats give people hope. Labor and labor unions give people in Western New York and Erie County and Buffalo hope. Mark Poloncarz gives people hope. And that's what we're here for tonight. I'm here for all of the Democrats. I want to thank Mr. Chairman Jeremy Zellner and for your leadership, the executive committee, zone and town chairs, committee men and women, staff, volunteers, the labor unions who are here, all the Democratic candidates that I am running with this year, from the Erie County Legislature, from the Buffalo Common Council, the judicial candidates, and one of the greatest judges ever in this county, Sheila DiTullio, will be reelected this year. And one of our newest judges, Jahir Pridgen, will be elected this year. And they both understand what Frank Sedita said in 1949 when he was running for city court judge. He often talked about the prophet Micah. And he said to judges, the prophet Micah is really the patron saint for judges. Love mercy. And these judges will love mercy and will be fair to all people who come in front of their courts. So I just want to thank you for this opportunity. This is an opportunity for candidates to relay our message to you so that you can help relay the message to the voters and to the citizens of Buffalo. So my message to the Buffalo citizens and voters: mark your ballot this year for Poloncarz and Schroeder. Because we understand immigrant values, we live it. Mark your ballot for Poloncarz and Schroeder. We understand family values and working class and blue collar values. Mark your ballot for Poloncarz and Schroeder because we have state, county, city, and private sector experience. Mark your ballot for Poloncarz and Schroeder. We've been tested in governance and the people trust us. Mark your ballot for Poloncarz and Schroeder. We will continue to be the fiscal watchdogs. Once a comptroller, always a comptroller, right, Mr. County Executive? And mark your ballots for Poloncarz and Schroeder because we know how to tweet. And when you know how to do that, you know how to communicate with people in Buffalo and Erie County. So thank you, and God bless you and your families. I'm happy to be a part of the ticket.
Thank you, Comptroller. Thank you very much. I'd also like to introduce somebody who Mark just spoke about, our newest member of the city court bench, Judge Jahir Pridgen. We're going to be endorsing her very soon. Hopefully she doesn't have an opponent, and we're going to be supporting her fully. So I would like to welcome everyone again to what I consider the second most important announcement of this week. The first being my wife and I finding out we're going to have a daughter in September. That was the first one. That was the most important. But this is a great day for us. I just wanted you to know how proud and honored I am to lead this committee. The unity on this stage should scare the hell out of the Republicans. It should scare the hell out of them. I do want to say a few things about our county executive before I bring him up. Mark has worked with Democrats like Governor Cuomo, Congressman Brian Higgins, and Mayor Brown to accomplish a lot the last 4 years. Together, they've protected our democratic values and listened to the needs of our community. Since Mark took office in January of 2012, there are nearly 20,000 new jobs in Buffalo, in the Niagara region. With his partners, many more are on the horizon. Mark's steadfast leadership over the next 4 years will work to ensure that every resident has an opportunity to be part of the new Erie County. Mark protects local workers and their families, demanding labor representation on local jobs and advocating for apprenticeship opportunities. Under his leadership, minority-owned and women businesses are taking a larger role in our economy as the dream of business ownership becomes a reality. Mark is a staunch advocate for women as well, instituting an equal pay for equal work policy for the Erie County vendors and pushing the Erie County IDA to do the same. In the last 4 years, Mark has invested in what residents want: better roads, libraries, and infrastructure, and to beautify our parks. Let's hear it for our parks. He's been a fiscal watchdog who's passed 3 on-time budgets, including one with a tax cut, and has worked tirelessly to improve our quality of life. His leadership is bringing new life to Erie County and new faith in government that listens and works for all of its people. That's true leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring up my friend and our county executive, Mark Poloncarz. Let's hear it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for that gracious introduction, and thank you all who've joined us here today. I think there's some labor in the house, so you hear that? I think there's some Poloncarzes in the house. Thank you for all joining us here. And to each and every one of you, all the Democrats, the members of the Executive Committee, thank you for joining us here today. This truly is overwhelming to see such a great turnout, but it goes to show what a great team that we have. I'm Mark Poloncarz. It has been my distinct pleasure for the past few years to serve as your county executive. Today, I'm announcing my reelection for that office, and I proudly accept the Erie County Democratic Committee's endorsement to be your county executive. Thank you. Thank you. Now, these past few years working together, we've been able to do some amazing things on behalf of the community. But before we look at what we've done and what I'd like to do going forward, we got to take a few step backs and see where we were. When I kicked off my campaign for county executive 4 years ago here in my hometown of Lackawanna, I asked you to use your imagination. To imagine a county executive who understood that strong libraries and the arts not only enrich our minds, but they're an investment in our economic future. To imagine a county executive who measured the strength of the local economy not on the size of his bank account, but by whether you were making ends meet. Imagine that? Remember that? Imagine a county executive who understood being a public servant meant working on your behalf. And then, on election night 2011, you didn't have to imagine it anymore because you made me that county executive, and it has been my privilege to serve the people of Erie County since then. As a candidate for county executive, I made a promise to you, the people of Erie County. If elected, my administration's primary focus would be on creating a better economy and growing the jobs for our region. Working with our partners like Governor Cuomo, Mayor Brown, the members of the council, our legislature, Congressman Higgins, and the labor and private sector, I kept that promise. In fact, on the day I was sworn in as county executive, the unemployment rate in Erie County was 8.9%. By December of last year, it had dropped down to 5.5%. Now, percentages don't mean anything if jobs had not been created. But the real fact is, since the beginning of 2012, there's been more than 20,000 private sector jobs created in the Buffalo-Niagara metro market. And in February and March of this year, it was the highest recorded job total for our region in those months ever. That happened because we all worked together. And I thank you for working with me to help me keep that promise. But we're not done yet. We laid a strong foundation for our future by rejecting the business as usual attitude of the past, in which you give tax breaks to whoever applied for them. Instead, demanded that in exchange for a tax break from the people of the community, you must provide new net economic wealth for the community or new jobs. And if you don't create those good paying jobs, we're going to take that tax break back from you. We got criticized saying it won't work. Tell me, folks, has it worked? It has worked, but we're not done yet. I know there is more that we can do. That is why I promise to you today, as your county executive, I will continue to focus my administration on growing our economy through the creation of good-paying jobs across the entire county. Now, when I ran as county executive, I was your comptroller. As the comptroller noted, once a comptroller, always a comptroller. And I looked at protecting the people's money as comptroller like it was mine, and I feel the same way as county executive. That's why we've rooted out waste, fraud, and abuse across the entire spectrum of Erie County. We created the county's first Medicaid Inspector General's office to identify and go after those who abuse the public's money. In fact, the Medicaid Inspector General's office has completed more audits during the same time period as the county comptroller's office. That tells you we got good people working there. We proposed 3 on-time budgets that not only been balanced, but ended each year with a small surplus. And under my watch, we have increased the county's credit rating to a level it has not been in more than a decade. However, I know we are not done yet. If you stand with me, I promise to you, as your county executive, I will continue to protect your money as if it was my own. And I will call out the risky election year schemes and gimmicks already being proposed by others, because it's your money, folks. Speaking of our fiscal house, for many years, county executive after county executive bemoaned state mandates. While state mandates do place great pressure on our budgets, I knew we could do better. When I ran 4 years ago, I listened to my bosses, the people of Erie County, to hear what mattered for them. And what I heard is, I want you to continue to invest in our roads, but I want strong libraries. I want strong parks. I want access to high-quality, affordable health care. I pledged, if elected, I would find a way to fund these people's mandates. And I have kept that promise. Because you gave me the opportunity to serve you, working together, we have accomplished so much. We opened the state-of-the-art Erie County Health Mall in Buffalo to serve all of the people of our county. We invested more than $10 million in our historic parks. We invested more than $60 million in 2012 through 14 in our roads, and we're going to invest another $30 million this year alone. We not only stabilized, but we increased funding for our beloved library system. We restored cultural funding, which is a proven economic driver to our region. And if I may add, we negotiated a new 10-year lease with the Buffalo Bills, which got us through the period of Mr. Wilson's passing. And now, under the ownership of Kim and Terry Pagula, they will always be known as the Buffalo Bills. And along the way, we accomplished many things that naysayers couldn't have even imagined. We restored steelmaking at the old Bethlehem Steel site when Welded Tube of Canada invested more than $40 million there. Working with Governor Cuomo and, of course, Mayor Brown, Buffalo is soon to be the home of the Western Hemisphere's largest solar panel plant at Riverbend in Solar City, with the 3,000 jobs that are coming with it. Members of the council. Heck, we even have a sculpture of a girl with a shark on her head now at Canal Side that's drawing thousands of people. And I can tell you, I certainly didn't imagine that one. Because our community is better for all those things and more. Now, one thing I never would have imagined, nor would I have asked you to imagine, was what would have happened in our community in one calendar year when we would face 2 blizzards and the superstorm that hit us in November. But we did. And we persevered because well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We did, and we persevered because as a community, we came together. Not just as a city of good neighbors, but as a county and a region of good neighbors. And it was my privilege to work side by side with hundreds of others to lead the community through those storms. While I hope we never face another winter like we did in 2014, I promise to you, if we do, my administration will be there guiding the community through the storm. Thank you. And I promise to you, I will continue to work hard to protect our democratic values like demanding equal pay for equal work for women. I will continue to demand that we increase minority and women-owned business participation in county projects. And I will continue to work with our partners in labor to reach fair settlements for all. I'm looking forward to a vigorous debate on the issues because, you see, our opponents have a different vision for our community's future. They will spout out the same old traditional Republican revisionist playbook that all good things that happened recently actually didn't happen, and we want to take it back to the past. It's the same old, worn-out, tired playbook that failed us in the past. Actually, it reminds me of something that President Franklin Roosevelt warned us about in 1936. When I paraphrase, he said, "Of course, the Republicans claim to believe in the same things as we, like supporting the libraries, the arts, and high-quality health care. Cross our hearts and hope to die. We believe in all of these things, but we do not like the way the present administration is providing them. Just turn them over to us. We will do all of them. We will do more of them. We will do them better. And most important of all, the doing of them will not cost anybody anything." If you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. Folks, we've gone down that road before. It has never worked. But here's what they don't understand, but we understand as Democrats. When problems come up, you don't stubbornly dig in your heels, blame someone else for it, and ignore them. You roll up your sleeves, you reach out to others, and you work with them together to solve them. We understand, and we have proven it over the last 4 years, is that an engaged government working on behalf of its citizens can be part of the solution to the problems we face. So I ask you, will you stand with me and create thousands of more jobs for Erie County in the next 4 years? Will you stand with me and hold big business accountable? Will you stand with me in support of the people's mandates like libraries, arts, parks, and roads? Will you stand with me to ensure that all boats rise with Erie County's rising tide, including those who are in need? I am honored to be the Democratic Party's candidate for county executive and to be here with our strong Democratic team. We must fight to continue the progress that we've done over the last 4 years. So, will you stand with me to build a better Erie County for all? Will you stand with me to elect Jim Barnacy and Sheila DiTullio to Erie County Court? Will you stand with me to elect Kelly Brinkworth to Family Court? Will you stand with me to send Mark Schroeder back to City Hall? Will you stand with me to re-elect our great team of legislators and send Deb Legal and Todd Potter back to the legislature so we can take back the legislature? So Erie County, if you're willing to stick with me, if you're willing to fight with me and press on with me and these great Democratic Party candidates, if you're willing to work with me even harder than you did 4 years ago, I guarantee you the best is yet to come. Thank you, and onward towards victory.